Today on The Young and the Restless, a decision is made regarding Connor. Chance reveals a huge opportunity and trouble brews in Daniel's love life. At Crimson Lights, Chelsea is antsy about Connor being upstairs alone. Billy and Adam urge her to give the kid space. Chelsea recaps that he kept his feelings inside because of her. Adam tells her that guilt is pointless right now. Chelsea asks, "What are we supposed to do? Just up and move." Billy tells her, "We'll figure it out." Adam interjects, "Actually, we will figure it out. He's our son." Chelsea reminds her ex that Billy's been there for Connor. Adam thanks Billy for his concern, but he and Chelsea will take it from there. Chelsea reiterates that Billy and Connor have become close. It's not okay for Adam to dismiss him. Adam apologizes. He thinks Connor should see a therapist rather than run off to be with Anita. Billy agrees. Chelsea says they're both right, but Connor doesn't agree. He made it clear what he needs and wants. Adam argues he'll take the pain with him, but Chelsea insists he doesn't want to be there. She's in favor of him spending time with Anita. Adam wants to take smaller steps, but Chelsea asks if he's thinking about what Connor needs, or what he wants. Adam says Connor needs both of his parents. "My son needs me, and I need him." Chelsea argues that he's not listening to her or his son. As they bicker, Connor appears and shouts, "Stop it." In the park, Chance reads a text from Chelsea saying Connor is doing better. Sharon appears and Chance greets her with a sexy kiss. He tells her he has good news that is very surprising. "Things could be changing for me in a very big way." Sharon wants to hear the life-changing news. Chance tells her he got a call from Chief Williams, who is retired but he still calls him that, and he recommended him to take over his former position from the interim chief, who no one feels is right for the job. Sharon is suitably impressed by the huge vote of confidence. Chance is sure the offer is coming. He knows it's a lot of responsibility. Sharon thinks it's a new path. It's still law enforcement but with more control. Chance nods. Paul set the tone. She asks if it's something he wants. Chance is tired of people thinking they're above the law. He questioned whether or not police work is where he belongs. Sharon reminds him that Phyllis' case reignited his love for his job. Chance likes getting to the truth and has been enjoying his job more lately. Becoming a cop fell into his lap, and it feels like this career chose him instead of the other way around. Sharon can relate. Chance likes being out in the field. He's not sure he's up for the bureaucracy of being chief. He asks what she thinks. Does she see him as the chief of police? At the GCAC, Lily and Daniel finish an amazing meal, and she's late for meetings. He teases that he has time for a nap before his meeting. They kiss as Heather comes down the stairs. She stops and watches them together. Lily tells Daniel she'll see him at the office later and leaves. Heather joins Daniel at this table. He says he's been trying to get in touch with her to say thank you for helping out with his mom. Heather claims she's been focused on work and apologizes. Daniel tells his ex that Lucy shouldn't have to be their go-between. He senses she's feeling weird. Heather says, "This is hard for me to admit. I have been avoiding you." Daniel is taken aback at Heather's admission. Heather knows he has a lot going on and she didn't want to distract him. She got the feeling his family had some healing to do. Daniel scoffs, "You know my mother." He gets the feeling there's something she's not saying. What is it? "Are you worried that I'm still the same person who broke your heart and Lucy's heart? Is that why you're staying away from me?" He insists that's not the case. He's not that person anymore. Heather knows he's different and has his act together. She's impressed with everything he's accomplished. He's chuffed to hear that Lucy feels the same way. Daniel asks, "Then I don't get it. Why don't you want to be around me?" Heather says that's not it. She doesn't want to complicate things, blur any lines, or confuse Lucy. Daniel thinks it sounds like she's sticking around town for a while. Heather's not in any rush to get back to Portugal. She didn't share her plans right away because she wasn't sure how he'd feel about her sticking around town. Daniel places his hand over hers and tells her he thinks it's amazing, just as Lily walks back in and stops short at the sight of them together. In the park, Sharon tells Chance she thinks he'd be an amazing chief of police if that's what he decides he wants. She'd be glad not to have him in as much danger, and he can use his Sherlock Holmes brain for all departments. She asks, "Would you occasionally have to wear a suit? Because you look killer in a suit." Chance values her opinion but teases that he could never be a suit guy. Sharon says he looks sexy in anything he's wearing, or not wearing. They make out. At Crimson Lights, Connor asks his parents to stop fighting about him. Billy urges him to sit down. Connor reiterates that he wants to go to a new school where the kids don't know him or his family. His only friend is Johnny, and he's going away to boarding school. The kids talk about him like he's a freak. Adam is sorry he's gone through this. He knows he was protecting them by not talking about it, but they can handle it. Connor reports he's looked online and found a school online for kids like him with anxiety and depression that's near Anita's. Adam reminds him how much fun they have together there, but Connor wants to go, you can visit me. A lot. He doesn't want to go to the bad place his mother was in. Chelsea doesn't want that either. Adam thinks they can take a look at the place he found. Billy tells Connor how impressed he is with his initiative. Chelsea coos, my baby's not a baby anymore. Chelsea explains he was scared and confused. Adam assures him they'll make the choice that works best for all of them. They shake on it. Billy takes Connor for a walk so Adam and Chelsea can talk. Chelsea asks if Adam can now see that letting Connor leave is the right thing to do. He nods. In the park, Sharon tells Chance that Augustus is now SNA Media. Chance asks if Adam's behaving. She says, not exactly, and relays that he tried to blackmail Audra to effect a merger. Chance would gladly arrest him. Sharon laughs that they have Adam under control, so no arrest needed. Not yet anyway. At the GTHC, Lily interrupts Daniel and Heather. She forgot her laptop. Daniel remembers he has a meeting and Heather hopes she didn't make him late. Daniel reassures her. He's really glad they got a chance to connect. I feel better about things. Heather does too. Daniel asks if Lily's headed back to the office. Her schedule is suddenly clear, and she asks Heather if she wants to have coffee and catch up. After Daniel's gone, Lily gives Heather kudos for keeping Phyllis out of jail. Heather's surprised Daniel didn't tell her what happened, but says Phyllis deserves all the credit for opening up and pouring out her heart. Lily scoffs, and the judge bought it. Heather believes her remorse was real. Lily asks, didn't you think it was awful how she hurt Summer and Daniel? Heather did, but she's trying to take Phyllis at her word that this experience changed her. It's good for both Daniel and Lucy, who loves the woman she will never call grandma. Lily chuckles and asks if Heather will be heading back to Portugal now. Heather tells her she's picked up some pro bono cases in town, so there's no reason to rush back. Lily asks if her partner cares that she's extending her stay. Heather hedges, it's not a problem. She changes the conversation to how well Daniel is doing. They agree they don't want to see him go back to a dark place. Heather reiterates that a changed Phyllis is good for father and daughter. At Crimson Lights, Adam and Chelsea check out the school Connor found online. They agree it seems solid and would have classmates who understand what he's going through. Chelsea knows it's hard for Adam to let him go, but he really needs this. Connor asks if she can really get away from Geno City with her new high-powered job. Chelsea assures him she can work remotely. It's a sacrifice for both of them, but that's what they signed up for. They agree their son comes first. In the park, Connor asks Billy if he thinks his parents will let him go away. Billy feels he makes a strong case. Connor says he's sorry. He knows that he'll miss his mom if they move. Billy will miss him too. He'll visit and bring Johnny. He wants what's best for him. Billy tells him he's a brave kid for sharing his emotions and has a bright future ahead of him. Sharon and Chance enter Crimson Lights and Chelsea asks to speak to her for a minute. Chance kisses Sharon and leaves. Chelsea asks Sharon's opinion on the school Connor wants to go to and explains he found it himself and wants to go there. He's having emotions that are scaring him and doesn't want to end up like her. I fear he may be in trouble, Sharon. Sharon thinks it's a positive sign that Connor took the initiative. She asks how Chelsea's coping. She feels guilty and scared. Sharon assures her she sees nothing but hope in everything she's telling her. Connor's self-awareness is encouraging and speaks to good parenting. Billy and Connor return to the coffee house and Chelsea tells her son that she and his father made arrangements to check out the school. He hugs her. Chelsea sends him upstairs and Chelsea tells Billy that she'll make this work by moving in with her mother and working remotely. The hardest part is going to be leaving you. Billy assures her they'll be fine, they're in a good place. Connor comes first. They'll miss each other and kiss. Sharon is behind the counter when Daniel comes in. He's on the phone with Lucy making plans to do fun things over the next few weeks. He disconnects and tells Sharon that Lucy will be spending the rest of the summer there. She's thrilled for him. At the GCAC, Lily and Heather discuss Lucy. Lily warns her to watch out for the high school years. She recalls how intrigued Lucy was by how she and Daniel met and fell in love in high school. Heather is glad they found each other again. Daniel seems happy. Lily thinks he is. She gets a call and excuses herself. Behind her back, Heather grimaces and sighs.